Okay, then the next part is, I think this is what you asked for, wasn't it, Keith, about costs around the Athens event?
Now, this is production one, this is,
That's production, quotes and,
It's what I had asked for.
Somebody had.
and this is the cost for the three of those, and Russell has dealt with them. He knows a lot more about it than I do, other than just the cost.
significant difference there in cost, ain't it?
Yes, sir, there is.
The biggest reason you see that is because
Go ahead.
Production One has most of that stuff in-house. That's just what they do. It's a full-time company. Whereas these other guys are smaller outfits, and one of them in particular had already contacted Production One about renting from them. So they were, in their fee, they had rented from Production One, raised it a little bit, and so it helps that they had most of that in-house of what we were gonna need.
First question, I got several. Has a bid that has been received, has it been awarded?
No, sir. We
It's
can't
not
award-
been awarded.
We can't award it till y'all approve it. Till the full commission approves it on the 21st.
And let me ask this next question. Why are we having business items on something where, according to the paper and according to the information I've got, October the 12th was the end date? I'd like to hear some clarification on that.
Well, because we don't have time to have another meeting here, this is all the bids we received. And if we have a change in that, the budget committee can make that change. We're just presenting you with what we've got tonight. You don't have to approve these tonight, but we just brought it to y'all because.
Wait a minute, Larry. You got 3 bids here, and we're debating like crazy over ice rink that had 2 bids, and you're telling me that we don't have to have any action on this?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. What I'm saying is, we could get another bid on this, but we're simply bringing it to y'all tonight because we won't have time between now and the county commission meeting, other than a budget committee meeting, to have another meeting with everything that's coming up. But again, this is just for discussion tonight, unless y'all want, if you want to vote on it and approve one of them.
Well, you can't approve it until the bid's in.
That's right.
And the end date is
But
ended.
y'all have asked.
So this is just information on.
Wait, let me clarify that. I asked about the items on the agenda. That was my request. I want to know what items are on the agenda. And if we are in a position where ice skate panel bids are in and we're making a vote from this subcommittee to make a recommendation to the full commission, explain to me why we would or would not. Are you telling me that we didn't have time to get them in, but yet we're still going to look at the bids?
Time to get what in, Philip?
You just got through saying that we didn't have time.
Get what bid? What are you talking about? Which
We're
one?
talking
The
about,
ice panels or
no,
the
sir,
other?
I'm talking about production bids, the 3 bids that are in my
No,
packet.
we'll have time to get them in for the budget committee to approve them for the county commission meeting on the 21st. We have time, the 12th.
All right, let me ask the next question then. Is this subcommittee going to make a recommendation to the full commission?
You can if you want to tonight from one of these, unless we get a better bid in.
Well, we could actually, what you're saying, we could actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying we're not gonna have time to have another
All right.
ag event center meeting
No, sir.
to go over this.
That's correct.
All right, I may be wrong, and I hope I am, but it looks like to me we have opened the bids and we're still open.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Well, Russell, you can speak to that. You
Is that what we've done?
I mean, I printed off what had come in from my last committee meeting, which was last week, and showed them where we were.
All right, but I've got 3 bids before me and the bid is still open. Am I correct?
2 more
Well,
days.
see, the bids are not sealed, they're still not sealed because we're sitting here looking at them.
Were they sealed bids, Russell?
We didn't ask for them to be sealed
Where were they open?
at my office.
Who all was there?
Entire ag committee, or not
Yeah,
ag committee, but the tourism
The
committee.
tourism committee.
All right, so the allocation of funds, does it come before this subcommittee or not?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can make the recommendation, or we can wait.
I don't see how we can make a move with it open, Larry. Am I wrong?
No, you don't have to make a motion tonight. You asked particularly,
You're saying we could, you said we could, but then you're saying it has to wait till the full commission.
you could make a recommendation, but that don't mean it has to, if there's something else comes in between now and then, you can come back and change. or alter your bid, or alter your, not your bid, but your recommendation. But in my opinion, if we wait till the budget committee, you asked what was involved, what the production costs were involved, and I don't know any other way to answer your question other than what we've done here tonight.
Could we have a committee meeting before the budget committee meeting?
We can, yes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you where I'm at. I don't even know why it's on the agenda, quite frankly.
Because
It shouldn't be on the agenda tonight for any action whatsoever. The bid should not be made public, and to be quite frank, they should have never been in this position.
you asked for you wanted to know what the production costs were going to be, and I don't know what else I can tell you.
I asked for more information than that, Larry. I can pull the email back up right here, and I can clarify for everybody that's sitting here, because that's not what I asked for. I didn't ask for the production bids.
Well, but you wanted to know what was going to be associated with the Trace event, and I don't know how we can tell you.
Y'all understand though, by having a public meeting with those bids open, it's bid rigging because somebody can come
exactly
in
the
right
word I was
now
fixing to say.
and undercut the bid because they know what the numbers are. It's illegal.
City of Mickey just went through this 2 months ago on the state bid and they had to throw them
You
all out.
can't open bids in a public meeting that aren't closed because now somebody can come in and bid under.
I don't know that there couldn't be some litigation to this. Russell, let me ask you a question. I know just enough to be dangerous about rigging, okay? But I know a little bit. These bids that have been sent forth right here, you mentioned production one. You haven't awarded them the bid?
No.
You haven't been in contact with them?
Oh, I've talked to them several times. They were in the building the other day.
Post bid?
Yes.
Okay. I'm concerned about the detail. I'm concerned about insurance. I'm concerned about the rigging, the layers. I'm concerned about our insurance. Have we got multiple layers? I mean, I was given the illustration that, you know, if a mic falls over on the stage, that's one thing. But when you're talking about this, and this ain't no beauty pageant from the county fair, no disrespect. This is big time production. It concerns me a little bit that I don't see the details in there. It also concerns me that we're even having the discussion about these open bids.
Can I ask a question to Russell?
Yes, sir.
Are you an attorney?
No.
Did you let anybody look at Trace Atkins' contract?
The writer and the contract?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, they're
So he pretty well said, hey, I won't be there unless you pay me X amount of dollars.
True.
I got another question. How many on-site surveys were conducted from the bids that were sent forth?
You mean of those companies?
Yes.
They've all been in this building now.
I'm gonna ask that question one more time. How many on-site surveys were conducted?
You talking about specifically as it relates to Trace?
I'm gonna ask the question again. How many on-site surveys were done by these three companies who submitted the bids?
I'm not sure what you're wanting.
We're all three of them here.
All three of them have been in this building at different times,
More than once or multiple times?
multiple times. Not production one, they've been here one time. Was
So
it
let me ask you this, has Mid-South Production, have they been here
Mid-South? Yes,
prior to them submitting a bid?
yes.
Thank you.
They were actually the first time, well, they've been in the building multiple times. They were the ones that were actually used to do the grand opening.
Russell, I'm not calling you a liar, and I'm not disputing what you said, but I was told today that you notified Mid-South by text that they didn't receive the bid. I was told that today.
Did I text them and told them?
You text them, that's right.
I have talked to them. Now I'm just sitting here telling you, conversation, that
I want it on record. Did you text them the information and tell them that they did not get the grant? It's a simple yes or no.
I have not texted them.
Thank you.
Because the bid don't even close to the 12th, right? So somebody theoretically can still come in and bid the process.
Right.
So there's no, I mean, I wouldn't think anybody would be awarding or trying to award anything before the bid is closed and before this committee,
Absolutely not.
or the full county commission for that fact.
That's correct.
I mean, you know, X amount of dollars, it's a numerous amount, and I would hope that we wouldn't be doing that, and I really don't think it has been done, but now, like you said, I mean, the proof's in the pudding here on these bids here. They are, I mean, I know what they are now, and some of y'all know what they are now, and so, I mean, theoretically, if I wanted to, I could come in and say, well, I want to do $5,000 on it, and have to get the bid, because that'd be the, you know, so we flubbed the dove on that.
Here's what I'm concerned with. It ain't got no hitting who, what, where, when, or how. I'm concerned about the perception of McNair County Ag Event Center. I'm concerned about the future, about how we handle and conduct business. I'm concerned about the welfare of the taxpayer money that's being dumped in this thing. And I'm telling you, there's a thing called a blackball list in the entertainment venue. It is a common, known fact. Am I wrong about that? Is there a...
You're not wrong about that.
Thank you. I've heard that term, and I'm not a traveler, and I'm not a big time, I don't know enough. But I can tell you this, that's the last thing that I want from McNair County. So this right here tonight, it makes me nervous. It doesn't smell good. I don't think this was done correctly. I think that this item of business should not even have been on the agenda tonight, quite frankly. And I'm done.
Mr. Chairman, next item.
Yep.
Next item, ticket sales, sponsorships, marketing for the Trace Atkins event. There'll be no action on this other part. Who's handling in charge of ticket sales, monitoring, working with all that?
I'll check it. We are, as of yesterday, the Gold Circle, which is considered front row, was complete. Well, it sold out really quickly. As of yesterday, we were at about 600 of the 4 reserved, which is the next section behind front row. And these numbers have gone up a little bit since yesterday, but general admission, we had done 255. So total sales revenue as of yesterday was $101,040.
How many of these seats are comp seats, come with sponsorships and things?
Well, they're paid for. The sponsors are paying for them. The extra tickets that even Philip got, they're paid for. But that would be 55.
Are they included in this number?
Yeah, so they're in that number.
$25,500 worth of sponsorships.
On top of the ticket sales.
Yep. That's correct.
So we're approaching breaking financially, correct?
You, right to date, if you take out the $3 a ticket guy gets, $97,575
Okay.
would be the total.
97,575, you said?
Yep. If you take out the
$3
ticket guy
ticket
portion.
surcharge.
We're not at breaking point yet.
Nope.
No.
No, because you got your production cost above his guarantee.
But then you got the 25,000 sponsorships to add to that too, so you're getting close.
But you're getting closer.
You gotta do the production.
We're getting closer to his cost on breaking even. That's not closer to the event. breaking even.
That's right. then you still have concessions and stuff like that to come on the backside of it.
If you look at the production, if you look at the expenses, there's several variables there. I'm not throwing off on that. I'm just stating what's on this paper, the printout that I've got. There's 5 of them. You know, you got a $40,000 estimate. You got chair rental. You got floor prep, hospitality. You got labor. It's estimated. The security to be determined. Concession overhead, $4,000. I don't know what the cost that other one's on the for the event center, but waiting on the cost from the source company. What is that, Valerie?
Oh, I gotta put up signage. So when you look around, so each one of these sections will be labeled. It'll be 101, 102, 103. I've got to put those signs up, so I gotta get those. We gotta have no re-entry signs, no outside food and drink signs. So just general signage that was gonna have to go in the building anyway, but I need to get it now. So that it will affect this event, but you'll also have signage for the sections on the floor, A, B, C, D.
Sure.
So that kind of stuff. That's what that signage is, and I've sent them what we need. They just haven't gotten back to me what the price will be yet.
All right, is the lift that is the last item on that, is that part of the need for that, or no?
We will need lifts. I know that they mentioned it, talked about it at the tourism board about hopefully finding people who would be willing to let us borrow scissor lifts. We're gonna need 4 of them. So, you know, hopes and prayers that we can borrow them. If we don't borrow them or we can't find enough for them, then that would be additional.
We just don't know what that figure is.
We don't know. If we need one, and that's a big difference than if we need both.
Security ones, are we purchasing them?
Yes.
Did you get a cost from Get Her Done today?
They're not open till Monday.
The radios at $1,878. Purchase, we use them future. You mentioned tape. As far as tape, that 1420, that's reoccurring?
Yes.
Okay.
For concert purposes. And it may not be the same price every time. It's for the layout that we'll need to do for this one. It's part of our exception.
Well, where I'm looking at it, when I look at this sheet, you've got $19,888. That's the projection loss currently. But you don't, there's figures that are not filled in there, so that's going to go up substantially.
I don't know that it'll go up substantial, but it could go up, yes. But that's based off of a current seat ticket sales number.
Right. Thank you.
All those items you covered, how many of those items think we went to have on hand permanent from now on?
Permanent from now
Yeah,
on?
like you're talking about the bleacher signage, that'd be one of the,
Yep.
some of the other ones.
That's
they'd be-
definitely one of them.
They'd be used for other items, other events too.
The radios will be used for other events, the security ones, yeah, those things. So just those 3 things.
There's something I haven't saw on here, Russell. You got an opening act,
Yes, Austin Bohannon,
what was he charging?
1,200.
1,200,
1250.
1,250? And we're looking at having, some local talent open for the opener, or a song or two or something.
We're looking at Joe Hopper from Adamsville. He's been suggested. He'd take about 15 minutes. And then Bohannon gets 30 to 45.
And I'm pretty sure they ain't charging nothing. They would be glad to, local talent would be glad to get on the stage.
Right.
Get them off stage. Anything else on that? Oh. Channel 7's on your TV stations will be ready to have. And then it's 104.9. Where's that station out of?
Which one's that, Kudzu?
The Corin.
No, Kudzu.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, they're on.
IU.
Keith mentioned one that I'm gonna check on tomorrow.
I really think it's probably the number one most listened to, country station in this, probably West Tennessee.
1041? Yeah.
It gets Kentucky, Missouri to Tupelo, about get it to Tupelo. It's got a long reach.
Anything else on this agenda item? No, that will complete that. Anybody, committee members got anything else?
I'm gonna say this, and I know I don't want anybody, constructive criticism, okay? I've been to a couple of events in our concessions, and I've got some complaints from last week. Stale nacho chips and cold cheese is not a good concession stand. Cold hamburger, not a good concession stand. If we can't make it good, don't serve it. I mean, I'm not trying to get on anybody's case, but.
No, but we need the feedback, because I need the feedback. I wouldn't know that if somebody didn't tell me. I didn't have nachos, so I don't know that. I will say that we've been ordering our nacho chips from Briggs, and I know earlier in the year, maybe like Rodeo, at some point they were coming stale, and thought we had rectified that, because we talked to them about it, but I definitely will. And we also changed up the cheese from the last couple of events because it was too spicy, and we had a lot of people complain about that, because a lot of times you're buying it for kids, so it's got a little bit too much bite to it, so we went down to a milder, but I'll definitely check on.
Well, I had two people tell me that we didn't have a microwave. There's no truth to that.
We don't have a microwave.
Okay, that was true then. Okay.
We do not have a microwave.
So when we have cold nacho cheese, it's just gonna be cold.
Cold nacho cheese, I don't know why it would be, but it's coming out of, it's in a crock pot. They're pulling it from a crock pot, so.
Okay. Well, it's one of those deals. Larry, you can make fun of it, but when you're my size, you don't mess with somebody's food.
No, I understand, sir.
You spend a lot of time worrying about food.
I will say, I was helping out a little bit with concessions. Probably when they ran out and then you add cheese to it, someone probably took from
The
the
freshly
crock pot
added
that was from a
cold.
freshly added one, I'm guessing. And then, you got 15-year-old kids back there pulling the cheese out, so they probably weren't paying attention, is my guess.
We bought a cheese dispenser though, at one point. Did it not work well or work, or what's the deal? Why we're using crock pot and not using a dispenser?
Amy, I'll double check with Amy. There was some sort of issue, but I do think that it was easier for her to use a crock pot, so that's what she was ended up using. But I can ask her.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adjourn.
I'm gonna say first that, seriously, I mean, we ain't never done this, right? Every one of us learning as we go. Oh, y'all ain't never, how many ag event center meetings y'all been to before you in life? Hey, I hope, I'm seriously, I hope everybody sees that the passion is going into this thing to try to make it go over. Well, I hope we can sit here and argue, fuss, and everything else with one another. But it's all over. Everybody here is concerned enough. You're concerned because you're here tonight. But everybody here is concerned enough to make this thing go over. Are we gonna get it 100% right? Don't expect to. That don't keep us from trying, and that's what we're here tonight doing, we're trying our best to move Mountaineer County forward. I think we've got a good thing going. Are we gonna hit a lot of stuff? Hopefully. We're gonna miss on some stuff? Unfortunately. But we're not gonna be perfect, guys. We're gonna make mistakes, but we will learn from them.
And at least we're trying to do something.
And we're gonna do something. It's more than what's been done in the past, okay? So if anybody goes out here talking about this and talking about this event, it's being videoed. I hope one thing they take away from it is, hey, those people sitting there tonight cares, and we're trying, right? Now, it's easy to run something down, but it's harder to find something good in it. Let's try to find the good in what we're doing and move it forward. Okay? I mean, that's, you know, we argue, it's been heated. But, you know, there's been people left here madder than all get at. But you know what? We're back the next time, trying to do everything we can do. All right, it's the passion that everybody's trying to see it go. And it's our first year, we gotta make a hit of it. So please, go out and spread something good about the facility, because we don't wanna be on no blacklist. You know, I'm hoping what Mayor said, hey, we're gonna be able to turn down events. We're gonna be able to pick and choose what happens here. Not another one like this in this part of the country. And once everything gets up and going and off to the start, I think we'll be fine. But we gotta get there. We gotta get the pins, we gotta get the panels, but fried pie festival, good Lord, who would have thought brought in $56,000, first one ever.
I could fry that many pies.
You know, and the building not even done. Not even done. We're sitting here in a building that's not completed. We ain't even halfway through the process of getting everything ready. And we're 19,000 to the good today. But, you know, thank everybody that's been working on it. So let's try to find something good to say about it, because it can go downhill quick. That's all I got to say.
Well, and if we're not gonna meet again, I
We're
like
gonna
to.
meet again before the budget committee.
For the budget committee, so when's that?
Meet
Tuesday
the
night.
21st.
Our meeting is the 21st. We can meet before the commission meeting on the
Yeah.
21st if we have to.
Okay. Well, I like to give you guys a heads up on what's going on so that you are prepared for what's coming up, right? So we're gonna have Halloween. Like I was saying a minute ago, Halloween is 100% a recreation-based event. That's what I've decided to do with it. You know, I think I told a lot of you that I was gonna do a glow-in-the-dark foam party. There were some logistics that I couldn't kind of square off and make it work out right. So I decided to take what I was dedicating to that monetarily and invested in things that we will be able to reuse time and time again, not just for Halloween, but also for other events to supplement. So if, like at Pie Festival, we have somebody that doesn't show up, we're gonna use this instead, and we're gonna throw it up. These are, when you come, and I hope you will come, and I hope you will bring people to the Halloween event, outside is completely free. So we're gonna do a trunk or treat outside, completely free candy, it's gonna be decked out, and everybody is welcome to participate in that. If you wanna come inside the building, it's $10 to come in, and it's gonna be very much like a school carnival. We're not gonna open the concession stand. We are gonna serve food, we are gonna sell food, but it's gonna be set up out here like a booth, and we're gonna sell cupcakes. We're gonna sell things that are very Halloween oriented, snacks. We might do slices of pizza, snow cones, popcorn, but we're not gonna do hot dogs, hamburgers, that kind of thing. One reason is I don't wanna open those roll-up doors and have the lights on in there. It's gonna glow in the dark in here. Everything's gonna be dark. So I don't wanna have it glaring out of there. So Amy's gonna set up with some of the kids. We're gonna have a little booth out here and sell food that way. So that's one thing. And we want it to feel very much like a carnival. We want it to feel very kid oriented. On the floor, it's all inflatable carnival games. And those are all things that people are up, they're moving around, they're doing things with. Even the high school kids that work for me are really excited about it. They're not the bouncy inflatables. It's not that. So one of them is an archery game. One of them is a big dartboard that you kick soccer balls at, and it velcros to it. There's a lot of different options that we have, that we will have out there. And then we'll be able to isolate them, and maybe if we just want to bring 2 of them out for something else, we can do that. One of them's axe throwing. It's got Velcro on these axes that you throw. So at any point in time, if we wanted to supplement some other event that was happening, we could stick it up right here and you could play that while you're waiting for something else to start. So those are the types of things that, kind of like the ice panels, that going forward, that's what's we'll be able to get our money back out of them, and we'll be able to use them. And the other thing about Halloween is one, we're always gonna have Halloween, okay? One thing you can predict year after year, Halloween, and it is a community event. People will come out for it. I don't plan on making a whole bunch of money. We are gonna charge them $10 to come in. It's unlimited play. You can go play those carnival games all night long if you want to. But I don't expect it to be just a huge money maker. I don't expect the concessions to be a big money maker. If they're giving out 50,000 pounds of free candy out front, I don't expect people to come in here and buy a whole lot from us to eat. That's one of the reasons we're not gonna serve a whole bunch of food. I don't wanna throw a whole bunch of food away. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Walmart and buy cupcakes and sell orange and green and purple cupcakes. I mean, that kind of stuff. So that's part of our plan, and part of it is just to get people seeing what the options are and what the things we might be having here are. And it's not tailored towards just little kids. We're gonna have things that bigger kids wanna do as well. So hopefully they'll see that and say, oh, I didn't know we could do that kind of thing here, and get them interested in doing it, and then we'll be able to utilize that going forward. So that's what we got coming up for Halloween. Obviously, we're working on stuff for Trace, which is gonna be the very next week, so we're crammed in there. And then really kicking it for Christmas. There's gonna be a lot of work for Christmas, and I'm gonna be asking for help. So, just heads up. Any questions about any of that? Next thing rolling into next year is gonna be the rodeo, and we'll see what's on.
What's gonna be the official website where I can go to and see everything that's,
We have it, McNair.com.
and so all the events are gonna be at the McNair County Ag Event Center.com website. I know we've got Russellgate, McNair, and there's 3 or 4 different things I saw Trace come about. But that's what we need to be advertising too, is the website. So if I don't sit on a billboard somewhere, I asked somebody about the arena cross time and how much it's going to charge and all that stuff, because I didn't see it anymore. So
Well,
need somewhere to go to make sure.
So make sure it's all available there, and also by the end of the week, we've already got putting up the arena policy. So the arena policy will be what we use going forward, and it's everything that you can imagine the same thing arena will have. So if you've been to any other arena, same policy: no strollers, no umbrellas, clear bags, no weapons, no, all those things that you absolutely expect. And we'll have a little bit of pushback because people think that it's Selmer and that we don't have an arena like other people have an arena. We have the same arena.
Right.
We have the same policies, and it'll be important to make sure that we're following those, and so there will be people that are trying to help you about it, so just be prepared for that. But it's important to me to keep everybody safe and that we do what we're supposed to do on that level. So when I put in there, or when I said to you earlier that security is kind of a to be determined, it's because I need to figure out. Commissioner Jernigan is going to volunteer to work the Trace Atkins show. I am really, really happy that he's doing that. We're going to have a training. The training for anybody who's going to come do guest services is going to be on October the 20th from 1 to 5. Commissioner Underwood is going to volunteer to work the Trace Atkins show. That cuts down the number of people I need. The number of people we need is 40 people. 40 people for the Trace Atkins show. Did a head count last night. That does include the stagehands that we talked about, so that's 10, because Mayor, I told you it was 30. I'm adding in his 10, so that's 40. I can show you what a deployment looks like, where everybody will be, what they'll be doing, but anybody who's going to work it, it's going to be training on October 20th from 1 to 5. It's a Sunday afternoon. Provided that I can get enough people to volunteer or get hired, we'll determine how many people I've got to bring in from somewhere else to do it, which will determine what that cost looks like. But we won't be able to bend on the amount of people we need just for the safety and security of the group and of the building as a whole.
Is that what the $3,000 labor is under expenses?
Yes, that's partially it. It's partially, concession stand, but that's why it's estimated, because if we have to bring in a lot of people, it's going to be more. It's going to be more to pay them $28 an hour than it's going to be to pay somebody local who's $10 an hour.
Gotcha.
And transit and all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on it to determine exactly what it'll be as far as what that cost looks like. But you have to have people in certain areas. Just like I have to have these sections labeled and easy to identify. Because if you're on a radio and you're standing up there, let's say 3 sections in on the bleacher, and somebody has, I don't know, they pass out. Let's say they pass out for whatever reason they did. You need to be able to get on the radio and easily tell me, Valerie, I am standing at section such and such. We are 3 rows in. There's a lady in a red shirt who's gone down. And I need to be able to find you quickly. Those kinds of things. Typically, you would have 1 person for every 2 sections. For this event, I'm going as skeleton crew as I can. So I'll have 1 person at this end of the bleachers and 1 person at that end of the bleachers, making sure that they don't go out those back doors backstage, but they will be monitoring and patrolling. We'll have people at the stage, we'll have people at the sections out on the floor to make sure that if you bought row S and your seat is row 3, that's where you are, and you don't get froggy and start moving forward just because he hadn't showed up yet and taken his seat. So you've got to have those people to make sure that everybody's doing exactly what they want to do, or what they're supposed to do, and not just what they want to do. So GA is less of a concern because they can sit where they want to sit. Reserved is more of a concern, but it'll be really important that we also have security, that we've got people working the door. We're going to need, 4 to 6 people at the door doing tickets and doing security, as well as the security team that comes in. But that'll be really important because we will check every single bag. We will check everything that they bring through the door. They will not be able to go back to their car for anything. And that's really important that everybody kind of gets that word out, because I don't care if you left your cigarettes. I don't care what you left. If you go back outside, you're buying a new ticket, because if your ticket's been scanned, you're in the building. We have to be able to keep an eye on these things. Mr. Chairman, can I put you on the spot for a second?
Yep.
We have, I thought I saw the sheriff a minute ago. We have a couple of law enforcement in here. How many guns do you think are in the building? Right now.
Probably more than theirs.
How many, seriously, that's a serious question. And even if you count the sheriff who was back there a minute ago.
Maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
At least 10.
Raise your hand if you got on a live firearm right now.
Brother, that's none of your business.
So count him in.
Not being hateful. That is none of your business.
All right. So, it will be posted no weapons, but that just goes to show you, if we're gonna have 2,000 people in this building, we're gonna have no weapons in the building. And I can't know that everybody has no weapons in the building if we don't have the security and the people to make sure we're scanning every single person. Because even though I trust all the people sitting in this room right now, I hope to God none of them had a bad day, or found out their wife's cheating on them, or anything else that changes the course of your life. So if you're walking into a big group like this, and if you've never been in an active shooting, I can't explain it to you, but we're not gonna have one. So we will absolutely have the security that we need, and I don't care where the money comes from. We won't be bending on that one, and we won't be bending on the fire code, because I care about too many people in this community. So we're gonna take care of those 2 things.
There's no event now that you can go to that you're not one and all that stuff.
Can't even share your pocket now.
No.
Right. And that's because you never know what's going on in somebody's life, and you don't know what they're gonna do at any one given point in time. If he's up here having the best time and he elbows you accidentally and you take it the wrong way and you pull it out of your pocket and stab him, I have a problem.
I know.
So you just don't run that risk. Nobody makes a rule that wasn't necessary. Nobody's just sitting around making them up for fun. There had to be a problem to force somebody to be a catalyst for a rule. So we're gonna go by the standard, and that's something that we just need to keep in mind.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye.